Hey guys, welcome to my first tutorial on Algebra 1. Today we're going to be talking about order of operations. So order of operations is basically known as PEMDAS, which stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. As you can see, next to the multiplication division, I have the words left and right. Next to the addition subtraction, I have the words left to right. Don't get confused. The left to right only works for multiplication division, addition subtraction. It does not work between addition and division or multiplication and subtraction. It just works between multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. When I'm saying left to right, I mean this. If we have an equation that goes like this, 3 times 2 divided by 6. And since we have multiplication and division are on the same tier, so let's take number this to show you the order we should be doing this. So parentheses should always go first, exponents should always go second, multiplication and division are tied for third, and addition and subtraction are both tied for last, which is fourth. So looking at this, we have this equation, 3 times 2 divided by 6. And according to our rule, we should go left to right, and whichever one comes up first, we'll just do that way. So we have 3 times 2, which is 6, since it's the first one that we find. And then second, after that, we find 6. So 6 divided by 6, and that is 1. That's how we proceed to solve that problem. Similarly, with addition and subtraction, if we had 5 times 2 plus 1 minus 2, we do the same way. We do 5 times 2, which is 10, and then 10 plus 1 minus 2, and we just solve it going left to right. 10 plus 1 is 11 minus 2, 10 plus 1 minus 2, which is 11, 11 minus 2, get this, and 11 minus 2 is 9. I hope that made at least a little bit of sense. In our next problem set, we're going to go over this in more in depth to make sure it really does make sense to you guys. So now that we've explained what PEMDAS is, you guys should at least hopefully try to memorize what this is, and once you have, we'll try to solve a few problems together. So suppose we're given 5 plus 3, 5 plus 2, in parentheses, times 5 plus 3, divided by 3, okay? How do we go about solving this? So let's write down PEMDAS. This is what you guys should always be doing. You guys should all write PEMDAS on your paper, and we should start with parentheses. Do we have any parentheses? So in this equation, yes, we do have parentheses. Let's solve these parentheses first. So we have 5 and 2, which is 7, and we solve parentheses. Now let's write out the rest of the equation. Plus 3 divided by 3. Okay, good. Now let's solve from left to right, and the first thing we find is 7 times 5. 7 times 5 is 35, so we're going to write that out here. 35 plus 3 divided by 3. Next, we're going to go again, and you see we have 3 divided by 3. Let's do that's 35 plus 1. And in the end, 35 plus 1, in addition to the last one, is 36. In this example, we use parentheses, multiplication, addition, and that's it. Okay, let's go on to another example. What if we're given 3 times 5 squared minus 3 plus 2 divided by 4. It's okay if you guys get decimals or fractions. It's all part of math. Let's just get into solving this. First, do we have any parentheses in the expression? No, we don't. So I'm going to put an x next to it. Let's check for exponents next. And lo and behold, we do have 5 squared. Let's solve that part first. So we have 3 times 5 squared, which is 5 times 5, which is 25. Put that over here. Minus 3 plus 2 divided by 4. Now let's do it next. We find out that we have multiplication over here. So it's 75. 3 times 25 is 75. Minus 3 plus 2 divided by 4. And finally, we see that we have 2 divided by 4, which is 1/2. And that's, since it's highlight division, that's in the rightmost thing. We also have that over here. So we'll have 75 minus 3 plus 2. Sorry, no, that's not plus 2. we've established that this is actually, I'm just going to erase the plus on here. Okay. We've established that this is plus 1/2, not 2. 73 to 75 minus 3 is 72 plus 1/2. And our final answer for this equation is 72.5. Okay, guys? If you guys want to be really fancy, you can go over here. You can make it into a mixed number, and the way you do that is by doing the denominator times the numerator, which is 2 times 72 in our case, which is actually 144, and add that to the numerator, is 145, and I'm going to put that all over the denominator, which is 2. So either one of the answers will be acceptable in this case. Great job. Okay. Let's go on to a bit of a more challenging problem. How about 5 plus 3 squared plus 2 divided by 4 times 8. This might end up being a big number. I'm not sure. I haven't really done this yet, but let's just go with it. So first we have parentheses. That's the first thing we always solve. So it's 5 plus 3, which is 8. And we still have the square root on the top, square on the top. So we're going to carry that over and put the rest of the equation just like it was before. Okay. Next we're going to solve the exponent. So we have 8 times 8 is 64 plus 2 divided by 4 times 8. Next, by going from left to right, we have 2 divided by 4. So we have 64 plus 2 divided by 4 is 1/2 times 8. And now in this equation, we have multiplication, which makes this 64 plus 8 times 1/2 is 4, which gives us a final answer of 68. Okay, nice job, guys. So now I'm thinking of giving you guys 2 other additional practice problems, which you guys should try on your own to solve. First one would be 3 squared plus 2 minus 3 times 5. Second one is 5 minus 4 times, I'm just using the dot for times 3 times 1 minus 2. Okay, so you guys should pause the video and then probably unpause it when you guys are ready. Just try to see how I worked it out myself. Okay, so hopefully you guys have at least tried this problem once and you're just now unpausing it. If not, you still have a little bit of time to do it. But if not, and you try this out, let's try to work through this together. So first we see we have 3 squared, and since we don't have any parentheses in this first one, we'll go straight to the exponents over here. So since 3 squared is 9, we're going to write 9 over here, and carry forward the rest of the values. Now next we see we have a negative 3 times 5 over here in our little thing. We have a negative 3 times 5, and that is the multiplication. We're going to do that next. So we have 9 plus 2 minus 15. Now we're just going to add from left to right. 9 plus 2 is 11 minus 15. And our final answer is negative 4. Nice job to any of you that actually got that. Now let's go on to a little trickier problem. We have 5 minus 4 times 3 times 1 minus 2. May just seem like a lot at first, but as we just get through it, it should look pretty easy. So first we do have parentheses in this problem. Check that off over here. So let's just do this. 5 minus 4 is 1, and we're just going to carry forward the rest. Oops. Going to carry forward the rest of this expression straight back down onto this paper. So it's 1 times 3 times 1 minus 2. And now we have 1 times 3, that's still on the left-hand most side. And that's 3 times 1 minus 2, which is 3 times 1 is 3. 3 minus 2, and our final answer is 1. Okay, so hopefully you guys learned something from this. If you did, make sure to leave a like and a comment down below. And until next time, good luck.